everybody, Lexi Caldwell, associate broker, Century 21 affiliated. I am here with my friend Jerrid Ehlinger, and he is going to talk to us about what he does, and we're going to have a quick conversation. Take it away, Jerrid. What do you do? Where are you at?
Excellent. So my office is located at 1515 Horton Road, Jackson, Michigan, 49203 in the lovely Summit Township. And it is like 60 and sunny and bright blue today. So
Nice.
I'm going to make sure this phone doesn't ring too loud. So we are farmers. We're primarily a home and auto, life insurance, commercial business risk. Personally, I'm also in the health insurance market, so ACA coverage, Medicare, Medicaid, when those individuals roll around, and kind of all of the above. And so if you look behind me, look, see, that's a claim.
Wondered what that was.
That's a claim we covered. It's this big moose, hit some chain link fence, made a mess. So it's one of the commercials, and it just kind of shows my country roots as they were. So,
Okay.
You go ahead, young lady.
Yeah, I mean, well, what can you tell us? I know that we are going to work to get a quote from you and kind of see where we're at. We have no idea this insurance stuff. Like, how often do you need to have like a checkup, right? Like you need to pop in and check things, right?
Well, yeah, it's much like your financial advisors. Once a year is a good idea, just because things change. Like what we're dealing with right now in the current marketplace is building materials. You know, as a realtor, I'm sure you see it with some of your individuals that want to buy property and build their home. I know from what I understand, there's a shortage of inventory, but the cost to build a home is pretty tough right now. So with home insurance renewals and stuff of that nature, that's also being a factor. Is the data we show
coverage,
is
right?
yeah,
If you were to
yeah.
have
The data we show is the average bill material is up 300% year over year. So obviously that puts pressure on a lot of people. But you know, we like to at least just give you the opportunity to review your policies and make sure that you understand what you're paying for, which oftentimes most of our clients, when they come from other agencies, they pay the bill, $1,000, 1,500, whatever the bill is, and they don't know, but hey, I'll just pay the bill. And the last time you want to find out what you actually insuring is after a claim, because then you find out that it's a bad claim experience. We'd like to handle that on the front side, complain about the cost versus the back side and realize what you have to get sacrificed. So
yeah. Well, no, we've been with quite a few different insurance. I mean, we were with Farm Bureau for a long time, and then we've been with Liberty Mutual now for quite a while. But my Liberty Mutual contact has since moved on. And I really am one of those people that like to be able to like pick up the phone and talk to my person, you know what I mean? And so I am actually looking forward to having you take a look at what our stuff has got going on, because I know that you've been around for a while, and I think you're going to continue to be around, and
hopefully.
You're pretty young. So I think I've got, if we switch to you, which we may very well do, you're going to be here for a while.
I should. Yeah. I got at least 20 years, I think. So
I know, right? I mean, I'm hoping.
Right. For sure.
Yep. So you're right here in town. You guys do home, auto, like all the things. It's pretty fast turnaround to get a quote, especially for like a new purchase.
Yeah, especially because obviously that's a big deal, you know, especially with home buyers, you know, it's a hurry up and wait thing, right? So you're trying to help the buyers get the accepted offer, and then the bank's pressuring them, and you know, so sometimes we can kind of mitigate, like, okay, yep, your loan officer is telling you this because of that, you know, Lexi's telling you this because of that, and we can kind of let them know, yep, they're all taking care of you, and we can all kind of force everyone in the same direction. Obviously, that's the goal. We can give the same advice but from a different angle, and sometimes it helps because they don't know why you're telling them something. They don't know why the loan officer is telling them something. So being an unbiased third party, sometimes it helps you guys on your side of the fence to have a good relationship on that side.
Well, and you have a real estate background too, so that really helps. I think that would be a really good added value for any agent. You know, kind of like having you give their clients quotes and things. Yeah. So if there was one thing you were going to tell, like, pretend I have this huge audience and everybody watches my videos.
Okay.
If there was like one or two things that you could tell the public, like what advice would that be?
As far as insurance advice,
Yeah, I think so.
uh, it's a good question. Literally, it's just, I guess it's the way I genuinely approach life is doing your due diligence with anything. There can be a case to be made. Sometimes it's better to pay more than to pay less. It's not always, obviously the TV world has made it a consumable. But in a lot of cases, I've had clients that have, there's a term called, oh, it's escaping me right now, but if you're not named on the policy, you're not covered. Some carriers don't do that. So if boyfriend, girlfriends aren't listed and they get in a car accident and then there's no coverage, not only are you out $20,000 for the cost of the Ford, you're also out maybe the liability protection, to where some of the better policies that the industry offer that you're assumed coverage. So if I were to borrow your car, or if you borrow my car, Farmers is going to automatically cover it, even though you're not listed on my policy. And
I
especially,
carry my own insurance, right?
right, right. Where some policies, some companies won't physically insure you if you're not named on the policy. To where,
Wow.
I borrow my mom's truck because I don't have a truck, I don't know, half a dozen times a year. Right.
Yeah.
So, and makes her feel more comfortable that if someone runs a red light, plows into me,
The
and
vehicle
it
is
also takes
covered.
stress off me because I wouldn't want to borrow her truck if I knew that something like that would happen. Right.
Right.
So
Right.
I can't afford a $40,000 pickup, she
Yeah.
can, thankfully, but I can't,
I know, right?
So, no, I guess it's just doing your due diligence. I mean, there's a lot of homeowners insurance forms that people don't understand. So we try to walk you down line by line by line, just to make sure you understand what you're paying for. That's the biggest thing. If you're going to spend, I mean, most consumers are spending, I don't know, probably 4,000, 5,000 bucks a year on insurance when you have the home, the auto, maybe throw a life policy in there, maybe you throw a motorcycle, a dirt bike, you're spending a good amount of money on that.
Yeah.
So if you're going to spend $5,000 a year, you should know, it should be your right to know what you're paying for.
Right.
And essentially my goal is, I kind of built the business on doing a lot of home-based appointments and face-to-face stuff. And after the COVID stuff, that's become even more important. It seems like people are kind of thirsty for that, because even though we're enjoying our Zoom call here, I think people are getting a little fatigued with it after a year, so
Yeah.
it is nice to have the face-to-face and make a dumb joke in person versus looking at each other through a computer screen. And I'm always like, okay, I gotta look at the dot, then I look at myself, then I look at you, and right.
Yeah.
So I'm always screwing that up. And so it's
Yeah.
sometimes just nice just to look at a human being and have a conversation.
So I guess what you're saying is you're open to that and you're willing to meet with people if that's what they want.
Of course, I prefer it actually, because I think we have you end up having a better conversation. Because if I can know you a bit on the personal level, then I know automatically there's some coverage you don't care about, or there's some that you really do.
Yeah.
If I'm just going over numbers, it loses that personal touch.
Right. No, then that's a great point, because insurance doesn't seem to have any like personable like interactions anymore anyway. So like, Progressive is like a big insurance company, right? You go online, you tell them what you have, and that's it, but it's the same thing with the housing market. I mean, your Zestimate is based on square footage and just a couple of other things, and this is more like you're getting in the weeds with us. You're going to look through all of our stuff and see. So no, that's awesome. I think people should know that if they prefer to have that face to face, and they can pop into your office, make an appointment. You're doing all the protocols, I'm sure. So that's really good to know. So yeah. All right. Well, I'm excited to sit down with you and see what our stuff looks like. Hopefully you're not like, oh my gosh. But
well, you're okay with paying double, right? You're okay.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay, good. Because
offline.
Okay, because I want you to understand my commission is based off your premium.
So okay.
So
we
the
got
higher
a lot
we
of
can get
stuff
that
to insure. So I mean, I don't know. But anyways, you guys, Jerrid Ehlinger, I'm going to drop his contact info at the end of the video. And if you guys want to spiff up your insurance situation, here's the guy to call. So thank you for doing this. And
Thank you,
I
Lexi.
hope you have a good day, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you.